Ever wonder what really drives the price of your electric car? It's not just the fancy tech or the brand name. The real story, the one the big players in the auto industry might not want you to know, is hidden deep inside the battery. We're talking about the metals: lithium, cobalt, nickel, and even copper. Their prices are on a roller coaster, and understanding these swings could be your ticket to getting ahead of the curve. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the EV metals market. Forget the corporate press releases and the glossy ads. We're diving into the nitty-gritty of supply chains, mining bottlenecks, and the geopolitical games that dictate the price of these critical resources. Why? Because while big companies are scrambling to secure their supply, a massive opportunity is opening up for savvy individuals like you. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll see this industry in a whole new light, and understand how you might be able to position yourself for potential profit. First, let's get one thing straight. The demand for EVs is not slowing down. Every major government is pushing for a green transition, and consumers are on board. This means the demand for battery metals is going to the moon. But here's the catch: the big companies are grappling with. The supply is struggling to keep up. Think about it. Opening a new lithium mine isn't like opening a new coffee shop. It can take up to a decade, requiring massive investment, environmental permits, and complex engineering. This creates a fundamental imbalance. We have explosive demand hitting a very inelastic supply. And what happens when demand outstrips supply? Prices go up. We saw this a couple of years ago when lithium prices skyrocketed, sending shockwaves through the auto industry. Car makers were forced to either eat the cost, hurting their profit margins, or pass it on to you, the consumer, making EVs more expensive. This volatility is a huge headache for them, but it's a field of opportunity for those who know where to look. Now, let's talk about the specific metals. Lithium is the superstar, the white gold of the EV revolution. Most of it comes from just a few places, like the Lithium Triangle in South America and Australia. Any disruption in these regions, whether it's political instability, new regulations, or even labor strikes, can send prices soaring. The big car companies are in a frantic race to lock in long-term contracts, sometimes even investing directly in mining companies to secure their future supply. They're trying to build a stable, predictable supply chain, but the reality is anything but. Then there's cobalt, the controversial cousin. A huge portion of the world's cobalt comes from the Democratic Republic of Congo, a region plagued by ethical and political challenges. This has created a massive push in the industry to reduce or even eliminate cobalt from batteries. Companies like Tesla are leading the charge with their cobalt-free LFP, or lithium iron phosphate, batteries. This isn't just about ethics. It's a strategic business move to escape a volatile and risky supply chain. As an informed individual, watching which battery chemistries are gaining traction is like having a cheat sheet for future metal demand. If LFP batteries take over, demand for cobalt could fall, while demand for iron and phosphate could rise. And don't forget nickel and copper. High-performance, long-range EVs rely on nickel-rich batteries to pack in more energy. The push for more powerful batteries means the demand for high-purity nickel is on the rise. And copper? Well, an EV uses up to 4 times more copper than a traditional gasoline car. It's in the battery, the motor, and the miles and miles of wiring. As the world electrifies not just cars, but the entire grid to support them, copper demand is set for a massive, sustained boom. The big players know this. They're quietly stockpiling and securing deals, but the sheer scale of the demand is something the market has never seen before. So, where is the opportunity for you in all of this? The first step is education, which is exactly what you're doing right now. You're learning about the forces that move these markets. While big corporations have to worry about manufacturing, logistics, and multi-billion-dollar supply chains, you have the advantage of being nimble. You can invest in ways they can't. One of the most direct ways is through ETFs or exchange-traded funds. There are ETFs that specifically track a basket of lithium and battery tech companies. For example, a fund might hold shares in lithium miners, battery manufacturers, and other key players in the EV supply chain. This is a great way to get broad exposure to the trend without having to pick individual company winners. You're betting on the entire sector's growth, which, as we've discussed, is a pretty powerful tailwind. Another avenue is investing directly in mining companies. This requires more research, of course. You'd want to look at companies that are well managed, have promising mining assets in stable regions, and have low production costs. These could be established giants or smaller, more speculative junior miners who are exploring for the next big deposit. Be aware, this carries more risk, but the potential rewards can be significantly higher if you pick a company that makes a major discovery or gets bought out by a larger player. The key is to do your homework and understand the specific risks associated with mining. You could also look at companies that are innovating in the space. Think about battery recycling. As millions of old EV batteries reach the end of their life, recycling them to recover the precious metals inside is going to be a huge business. Companies that are developing efficient and cost-effective recycling technologies are sitting on a potential gold mine. This is a picks and shovels play on the EV revolution. You're not just betting on the gold, but on the people selling the tools to get it. It's also crucial to understand that this isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. This is about understanding a long-term, multi-decade megatrend, the global transition to electrification. The big companies are playing a game of chess, trying to secure their pieces for the next 10, 20, or 30 years. You don't have to build a gigafactory to participate. You just need to understand the game board and make smart, informed decisions. Think about the information asymmetry. The car companies release carefully crafted statements about their supply chains. But by following commodity news, reading reports from mining analysts, and even tracking shipping data, you can get a much clearer picture of the real supply and demand dynamics. You can see when a major mine goes offline or when a new technology threatens to disrupt the status quo. This knowledge is your edge. So, let's recap. The explosive growth of EVs is creating unprecedented demand for key metals like lithium, cobalt, nickel, and copper. Supply is tight and riddled with geopolitical and logistical risks, creating massive price volatility. This is a problem for big car companies, but an opportunity for you. By educating yourself on these dynamics, you can potentially profit from this trend through investments in ETFs, mining stocks, or innovative tech companies like battery recyclers. The key is to look past the shiny car and see the massive industrial shift happening underneath. This is one of the biggest transformations of our lifetime, and the ripple effects will be felt for decades. By understanding the secrets of EV metals, you're not just a consumer anymore, you're an informed participant in the green revolution. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive today. I hope this has opened your eyes to the hidden world behind the EV industry. If you found this information valuable, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel for more content that helps you understand the forces shaping our world. Drop a comment below and let me know what you think. See you in the next video.